I just want to say I didn't go too in depth with this rant, but if you really think and listen about the words I'm saying and if you really understand it, then you'll get how I'm feeling. I've been thinking a lot lately, and I need to get some things off my mind. And I still have a lot of questions, and I always will throughout my life. But I hate to be the person to have to bring people to their own reality. I hate how people look at me as the person who's depressed or dark because I can actually accept the darker things of reality. And if you really think about it and realize how reality is, it's not a happy place. Every time you think you're happy or you're living happy things, it's only momentarily, or you're just having to fake something in order to be happy. I've always been an outcast in my life because I like to think individually. Every time I'm a part of someone's ego or someone's group, I never fit in. I've lost touch with so many people because they forgot who I am and they start to live their own lives and in their own ego. And it makes me very sad to see that, but it's just something that I have to accept in everyday life because that's how everyone lives. We are all born to live the same lives ever since we were little children. As we grow up into elementary, we live to be popular and make friends who don't even stick with us as we grow up. It's all just a part of a lesson to learn not to trust people. When we get into middle school and high school, that ego of being popular gets even bigger and we're taught to get better grades and to start going into college so we can live life successfully. Do you actually want to go to college? Do you actually know what you want to do by the time you graduated high school? Like, do you want to just live a boring job that you decided to do when you were young? Why don't you take some time to have your own individual mind first? I don't ever trust the people who have the most friends because they're the furthest away from themselves. They live in this ego how they want to please everybody else secretly, deep down. They dress up every day, they do things like party or like have lots of social media followers because they want to please everybody else. Then the kids who get left behind and are not popular, they develop anxiety, they develop depression, or they get in this ego of being like the weird kid. You know, we're all stuck in our own egos, no matter where you go. Like I said, I've never fit in with anybody. While I was at church, I just couldn't believe that there's a God because I've never felt a God there. It's what you give out. Karma is real. And when I see people praying, I just know that they're giving good karma out into the world, so good karma is going to come back, right? I hate seeing people who are Christian because I know that they're living a fake life almost every day. You don't ever see a perfect Christian, do you? Like, do you ever see a Christian who fully... Like, I've seen Christians who commit adultery, who do drugs. I went to a church where people say that they're Christians, but after church I went outside and there's fights, there's been selling drugs. Like, do you know a perfect Christian? No, it's all just a fucking lie. Then I see people who hold on to toxic relationships because they can't love themselves. And in the end, it never fucking works out. You could be with them for 1 or 2, 3 years, waste your life on something because you want to grow a future with someone. How about you take that time to be on your own? and love yourself first. Find your hobbies, and like, it may be nice to do that with a person, but if you really think about it, is it really going to last? All these people who go to parties and do drugs just to escape their mind, that's escaping your reality. Instead of trying to escape your mind, why don't you do drugs and take the time to realize what's happening around you and realize that it's actually not the happiest thing that you're going to see. Instead of living in a state of anxiety and feeling like you make mistakes all the time and that you can never please anybody, how about you change your mindset and learn that the mistakes that you make are actually supposed to help you grow, and that nobody is perfect. People constantly live in their egos when they try to flex how much money they have, or like all the new clothes they have, or they got a new car or whatever. It's because their parents helped them get there. Their parents bought them that car. Their parents helped them go to college so they could get a successful job. With me, I don't have those things. I have to work on my own to get those things, and that's why I don't fit in with most people. All I'm trying to say is, if you stop living in your ego and you start living in your own individual mind, you'll be happier with yourself. And when you realize that your mistakes are all a part of you for you to grow, you won't feel like shit about yourself, is all I'm saying. When you start to learn who you really are and you start to have your own individual thinking and yourself, you start to get further away from people because people can't accept you who you are. And that's just the consequence of being yourself. And that's how reality is. Thank you if you actually were listening to this rant of mine.